Hey bakers, so as you know, I love to make a lot of things from scratch. Well, I have a friend with a peaches. Thank you, Bowser. A peach tree in their backyard, and it happened to have overproduced this year on top of it. Bitches! I get it. Enough. On top of it, Brenna went, don't you dare. Bowser, you gotta love them. Brenna went peach picking last weekend or 2 weekends ago, I can't remember, with one of her girlfriends in Michigan and came home with 50 pounds of peaches. And this morning, my girlfriend with the peach tree dropped off another 50 pounds of peaches. Yeah, like I have peaches coming out my eyeballs. Now, so last week I made peach bourbon jam. And let me just tell you, the bourbon burns off and it is just this amazing buttery, delicious, peachy butter bourbony. It's so good. It will be available on my website, but now I still have another 50 pounds of peaches. So we're gonna make peach scones, peach shortbread bars. So it's gonna be like shortbread with peaches and stuff like that, and more peach bourbon jam. So I don't know how to juggle. Let's try this again. Let's get our peach. All right, so let's start out with our peach scones. Now you can use this with the stand mixer with your hook attachment or with your hands. I prefer my stand mixer because it's way faster. All right, so into your stand mixer, again, don't pay attention to what I'm putting in my bowl because I am doubling my recipe. You are gonna put 2 cups of all-purpose flour or a gluten-free flour that is a 1-to-1 flour, because these are delicious gluten-free. All right, you're gonna put 1/3 cup of sugar. Oh my God, I measured it all out, so it's been sitting, so it got a little compounded. All right, you're gonna take 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Get this on your mixer and just start your hook moving. And we're gonna add our wet ingredients as it goes. While your stand mixer is going, you are gonna add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream, and 1/3 cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt. And just let this mix until a nice dough ball forms. Now, while this is mixing, take 1/2 cup of cold butter and dice it up. Now, some people like using frozen and grating it in. It's all on preference. I just prefer cold. It's easier to me. Get this mixing. Once your dough ball is formed on low speed, you're going to slowly start to add in your chunks of butter until they're fully incorporated. It doesn't matter if you still see some of those chunks because that's what's going to make these gooey, buttery, and flaky. Right? Slowly add all your butter. Because I'm doubling my recipe, this is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. While your batter is mixing and your butter is getting all nice and incorporated, take about 2 peaches and dice it up. You can do big chunks, little chunks, whatever you want, but you need about 3/4 cup of diced peaches. Dough is all nice and mixed. You want to move it to a very well floured surface because it's going to be a little bit sticky. And you're just going to finish kneading that butter into your dough. Okay, then what you're gonna do, this is the fun part. So I have this little tool. This is like my little scrapey tool that I love. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of spread out my dough and I'm going to put my peaches just on top. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little fold over. Then I'm gonna just cut it, and then I'm gonna do that like 4 or 5 times to incorporate these peaches into it. And then I will form my scones. I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. And yes, this is a very messy process. When your batter is nice and fully incorporated, it should just be a little tacky to the touch. Now you can form this into a circle and cut it into triangles. I just tend to use my little cutter and then I make little round ones and flatten them out because it doesn't need to be perfect. You're gonna pop these into a 400-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes or until the bottom gets lightly golden brown.
You can go ahead.
Let them cool on your stovetop on your tray. Enjoy them with some homemade peach jam or some butter. You know I'm going to show you in the end. All right, bakers, so our scones are out of the oven, and how you tell that they're done is they get this nice, beautiful golden brown color to the bottom of them. So now you can eat these just as they are with butter and some jam or whatever you like, but I like to add a little bit of glaze to my scones. So here in my bowl, I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar to about 1/2 teaspoon of milk. I like my glaze to be a little bit thicker. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drizzle it on all of these scones and let it sit for about 20 or 30 minutes. And that little glaze is going to harden just perfectly for these scones. You know I'm going to eat one. Hang on. Is it 11:30 at night and I am just finishing all of my baking for the day? It is. Is it 11:30 at night and I have fresh made peach scones with not dried glaze on them and I'm going to eat one? Yes, I am. Look at this. Oh, look at that. They're flaky. They're light. They're buttery. They're peachy. Wait. I have leftover peach jam. Peach jam. Oh yeah. Fresh peach scones. That's where it's at. You guys, try this recipe out. You know the drill. Let me know what you think.